Coming up next.
No one trying to check for them. Like,
do you personally know? Do you personally know any women that get zero?
No, I don't know. I don't roll with them type of girls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen. Everybody has emotions. No one's a robot. But at the end of the day, men are lean more to logic based. Women lean more to emotion based.
I don't know where you heard that because logic and emotion go hand in hand.
Can I say something?
Because it's not emotion that builds everything. It's logic that builds stuff. If you found yourself in a situation where you had zero attention from guys, in your DMs, zero, in the club, zero, in the streets, zero, where would your mind be in 6 months?
My mind.
Yeah, where do you think you'd be at mentally?
In the bag.
I'd be depressed.
In the bag.
I'd be trying to
in the
improve.
bag.
Go to work. Like what?
But then there's some people going
Get a
through
job.
that naturally. Do you know what I mean?
Some people.
Like not some people, not everyone, but you know, there's like a couple girls already going through that where they're not getting it.
I think everybody.
They asked us, right? How would we feel if we got no attention?
No,
from
but
men?
you said that happens. That happened. You just said that's happening now, like as in real life.
In real life.
Do you think that's happening to women like that though?
Zero attention.
Zero. Especially if they're not as attractive, like, because we need to think about it's not just women are just attractive, and you know there's some women that are very like that they're not that attractive themselves, so they don't get as much like male attention and stuff like that.
No, but not getting as much.
Or they might not get any at all. They might go to a club and no one trying to check for them. Like,
do you personally know? Do you personally know any women that get zero?
No, I don't know. I don't roll with them type of girls.
Exactly. But listen. Hold on. So what you're saying is not even true to your reality. What you're saying doesn't even exist in your reality. So that you can't really say that because you don't even know about that life and no one you know knows that life.
I think he asked that question because that's the reality for a lot of men. Yeah. And I can't imagine how lonely that can be. Yeah. So we can sit here and
Hold on, the girl next to you made a joke. What did you say?
Nothing.
Yeah, you thought I didn't see that. Yeah. She said, they just want to vent.
No, it's when you're finished, girl, I got something to say.
Go on.
Yeah, I think he asked that question because obviously that's the reality for a lot of guys and it can be quite lonely. And obviously there are going to be women that maybe get less attention than other women, but it can't really compare to the loneliness a man might feel from not having that much attention.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
you work on yourself.
No, that's 100%. I agree with that.
But it's not that easy as well, though.
Life is not easy, though. Life isn't easy.
Oh, now she's trying to change her tune.
No.
I don't trust you.
Should I tell you?
God.
Do you know what?
No. Say what you're gonna say.
The thing is, what I was gonna say before you said something is. Being from my own experience, I found myself in a situation where I'd separated from like a partner and I was super lonely. And then I thought there was something wrong with me, super insecure. But then I found out most guys, the reason why they didn't approach me is because they thought someone was already there. So sometimes it's not even about you being ugly. Sometimes being on I don't want to say the other scale before people think I'm...
Who are you saying that for? Are you saying that for men or women?
Anybody. Like, I've seen guys where, like, they can be attractive. That's why I said in the beginning of this conversation, I said, if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true, because that's the mentality that I had. So the certain guys didn't approach me in then times because they thought someone was already there. So imagine there's an opening of a shop. Everyone thinks everyone's going to be there, but no one shows up.
But if you say no one's there, the attention's going to come rolling in.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not going to go stand on the top of the building.
Of course, I understand that.
But the difference is the potential is still there because there's probably still one guy. Even
there's
if you think about this, yeah. Think about all of this. All of you girls here probably had a situation where you've had a boyfriend and a guy. Has come up to you. You told him you've got a boyfriend, and they're still trying it, bruv.
But that's just
so for you to say that,
so why do you think girls
guys
wouldn't do that?
Hold on. For you to say, all these guys didn't try because they thought you had a boyfriend. Nah, there's guys that are still gonna try, and those guys you probably just didn't register them because they weren't that guy. And that's it.
Maybe you're right.
But you know what? I think for us to understand, we'd have to hear men tell us what it feels like in it. But having said what I said, whoever said they need to work on themselves, I agree. Because a lot of men... I'm not denying the fact they can be lonely. However, I think a lot of men are also detached from the fact that maybe you are not emotionally developed enough. Maybe you are lacking in other areas that women really value, and you're kind of putting it down to oh well, women don't want
if
me.
you're lacking somewhere, you need to be packing somewhere.
Yeah, but if you're
listen, do you want to know something? I'll tell you a story. Yeah, one of my good friends, yeah, from back in the days, bro, school days. Yeah, he was 6'3" when we was all like 5'8". He was like 6'3". Yeah, he played basketball and he had a cute baby face. Pause. Yeah. Bruv, he used to smash all the best looking girls in our school. And guess what? He had no personality, bruv. He'd probably tell you that himself. He didn't have no personality. All he used to do is play video games and watch cartoons. And he used to smash bare girls.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not.
I know a lot of people that were like that, bro. They wasn't like, they didn't have charisma.
Because he's attractive, right? He was attractive.
Because he was attractive.
What he's got.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, because like when people try to go on about the other things of work on yourself and emotional intelligence and bro,
You need to
if you don't pass the looks test with the girl, bruv,
you need to do something to
But there are
Yeah, but
ways
if you are lonely for that long period of time, I'm sorry,
Try
you
something
need
else.
the calls coming from inside the house. Do you get it?
Yeah, because
at this point,
Because also,
it is.
I understand your point, but it depends on what type of women you're talking to. Yeah, for example, me, and I get just you and a lot of people in this room. We're at, like, I'm sorry, if you don't have anything else going for you, you're gonna be lonely, because in the long run, you need to have something about you.
I agree with you, and I tell guys that, look, boom, like you need to try and maximize 4 things: financially, physically, mentally, socially,
Emotionally,
sexually.
Listen, bro, I don't. You lot gonna
Don't
say
miss out the
emotionally.
emotions.
But listen, we're men though. Like, so what you value and what you're more prioritizing is more on your spectrum of things. For guys, especially for guys to have high self-esteem and feel like I can, conquer the world or move to the bad B over there, whatever, financially, physically, mentally, socially. Because financially, you don't want to be at the mercy of other people. Yeah. You want to be able to live the life you want to go where you want and eat where you want and wear what you want. Physically, you want to look your best because people judge you on how you look. Your peers judge you, and especially the opposite gender judges you. Yeah, you lot have said about smelling good, nice teeth, nice hair, this. Bro, if you don't pass the looks test, you ain't gonna give them a chance, bro. You're gonna automatically
at least try. Like, you can't just sit there and be like, yeah, I'm
so
ugly.
just try when you
try something.
No, but you know what? You can.
So then you've tried.
If you want to succeed, if you want to succeed,
listen to her, bro.
Give up after you've tried everything.
But I think you can manipulate your looks.
Let me just finish what I was saying though. Yeah. So physically, you gotta be your best. Mentally, you can't be an idiot. You need to read a book and learn what's going on in the world, because, bruh, like, there's a lot more going on than just corn on your favorite scenes, bruv. Yeah. Then also socially, that will make or break you, bruv. If you don't know how to speak, you are not an effective communicator, bruh. You can forget about women.
Yeah, that's
forget about it, bruv. It ain't gonna work, bruv.
If you want to succeed in a long-term relationship with a woman, emotional, that's why I said you shouldn't miss it out, because I understand, okay, that's something that matters to women. How are you going to be in a long-term relationship with a woman if you haven't emotionally developed yourself? You don't have emotional intelligence.
I agree with you.
So it should be on your list. Everything else I agree with.
I will like male center that advice for men, because that's what I've seen work for most of the time. I'm not saying that is completely disregarded, but financially, physically, mentally, socially, that will get you very, very far.
It will, but I think if you talk to a lot of women, I mean a lot of, like, you really have these
Actions
conversations.
Speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, the type of women you're speaking to.
I speak to all different types of women. I do street interviews every single week. We went at Chris Brown concert.
Yeah,
I spoke to all different. Hold on.
Sorry.
I spoke to all different types of women. We go out on the street, Stratford, Shoreditch, wherever we go, and we do these interviews, and we ask white women, black women, Indian women, big, tall, short, whatever, and they all, have you ever had a toxic ex? Yes. How long was you with him? Years.
Then do you know what I think that is?
It doesn't. You keep saying why you think it is, but bro, like, let's focus on what is actually happening, bro. Like, do you
then
know what
there's
I'm
a
saying?
bigger issue at hand that women have to take epistemic responsibility for.
Everyone has to take responsibility for what they do, really and truly. But at the end of the day, you can have all this emotional intelligence, but if your money is low and your physical is low, I'm sorry, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose terribly.
Yeah, I didn't deny that. That's
what I'm saying, and
everything matters.
And that's what I get you. But what I'm saying, those 4 are more paramount. Those will make or break you. That's what I'm saying.
Physical
innit?
and
yeah, I'll still
physical,
disagree with that.
financial,
But he's speaking from a
mental,
man's perspective.
and
Exactly,
social.
that's what I'm
That will
trying to
make or
say.
break you.
Yeah.
like.
Pardon?
Because think about it, there's guys out there, they're emotionally intelligent. Oh, they're so emotional with their girlfriend. Oh, I'm so in touch with your feelings on my feminine side. And then the girlfriend cheats, bro.
And then
And they
there's an
cheat with a
issue.
guy
with
That's the thing, though.
hyper-masculine.
We can just have the list of you need to be this, but you need to
Yeah.
know yourself first.
Yes, True.
Know
thank
what you
you.
want. I'm
Thank
not gonna
you.
go look for a rich boyfriend in like Peckham High Street. You need to know what you want. No. The first thing about friendship, relationships, whatever. Know what you are, what you lack, what you need, and then go look for it in the right place.
I agree, because you have to have self-confidence, love
You need to know
yourself,
what you
get to
want.
know yourself
Where do
before you
get
put it
confidence?
down.
Where do you lot get confidence from?
Well, personally, I need to know myself. That's that's
Love
very
yourself.
important. Knowing myself.
Is that okay,
Like knowing what I want.
Think
what I
about,
wanna hear,
think
what I
about,
wanna
you're
see.
thinking about it from a woman's point of view. Okay,
You
what
was
about
talking
a man?
from a guy's
What about,
point of view.
Okay, but the thing is, with a woman doesn't have to necessarily be confident. She doesn't have to be successful in dating. She doesn't have to be confident. Just turn up.
Come on
Nah,
now.
you have to
Are
have
you men
confidence,
really
though.
that?
Why do you need confidence?
Because if you don't have confidence, how
not
will
gonna
you
last long.
How will
How
you
will
go
you what?
out, like
He's
go
gonna cheat
out
on
to
you the same
dates
way.
and talk to people?
Yeah, okay. A level of confidence to the point where I will step out of my house when invited. Okay. Do you think that's really confidence though? Is that
You're
the same?
still-
Is that the same level of confidence to go and approach strangers who more than likely are going to reject you? Do you think that's the same level of confidence?
No.
Can I just say
Well-
something?
Well, no, let her finish. Go on.
I don't get what you're saying, but the confidence still, if you have the confidence, you want to step out, or you say, oh, okay, someone invites me and I'm going, it's still confident, because if you still talk to a
I
stranger,
said, is it the same? You're trying
still
to-
the same.
Is it the same level of confidence?
well, it's kind of the same.
Sorry.
No, hold on. Do you not agree with that? That's the same level of confidence.
No, I don't
Just
think
to
so.
get invited out on a date to go or going out and approaching
Why do you think that's
strangers
enough
who
then?
more than likely are going to reject you. Is that the same level of confidence? Do you not agree?
All I
the
can
same
say
level.
is you can't say what you just said, because a minute ago, let me pull you up on this. You said being a guy, if you don't have this, you're a loser. She's gonna
I never
cheat.
said you're a loser.
If you're
See, that's why you can't trust what she says. She messed up straight away.
although
bruv.
you're
She
the
messed up
host,
straight
please,
away.
hold on.
Go on.
You said something about girls will get emotional, guys, and then cheat. And then you're saying a girl that doesn't need confidence, she can just step out and then get a guy and then live happily ever after. She's still gonna get cheated on too, because
She's not gonna get cheated on because she's not confident.
There's a type. No.
What are
okay,
you talking about?
Okay, so then you're telling me now the guy that's so emotional, why should he get cheated on because he's emotional?
Because women are attracted to masculine men.
How can you
Not
speak on
always.
women?
Why are
How can you
masculine
speak
men
on
not
women when you're a man?
He's been
Because
speaking on
you've been
men.
speaking
though.
of-
Bro,
How?
why are you
'Cause he's
talking-
got
So do you think the majority of women are not?
I'm not saying it's the same, but we can't just capitalize
Bro,
it.
but like you're
categorize it.
rebuttaling and then saying, "Oh, I'm not saying that." It's
No,
either
but it's
you
just the
are
way you're
rebuttaling or
leveling
you're
it.
not.
You're leveling it.
What am I leveling? I'm saying the confidence is there's two levels of confidence. Yes, you need a level of confidence to actually step out of your house into public. Pretty much everyone has that level of confidence, or they'd be broke. You wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't. How would without that baseline confidence, you would not step out of your house. You wouldn't even get out of bed. You wouldn't even come out your house to go to work, go to school, do the things you have to do. So that level of confidence is intrinsic. It's there. Do you get what I'm saying? The people that don't have that level of confidence, they're usually in a hospital somewhere, laying in a bed, and taking pills.
I didn't know we went down that.
No, but
deep.
but like, don't
talking
derail,
about lightning.
don't derail what I'm saying.
No, I wasn't. No.
What I'm saying to you is that baseline level of confidence is what everybody has. So really and truly, we don't even need to speak about it. What I'm talking about is that confidence to come out of your corner and to approach strange, random people who more than likely are going to reject you, because just like we said, 5% women only swipe right 5% of the time.
I mean, I thought we were talking about relationship levels at this point.
And we all agree that most women do not find most men attractive. So if we know those two variables, there's a certain level of confidence you need to go out there and put yourself out there where you're probably going to get shut down most of the time, and you know you are.
You're right, but me,
Alright.
I was talking about relationship levels. I thought that's what I was talking about. I didn't mean.
How did you think we was talking about that?
Because we were talking about.
What was it?
You
Did
was
anyone
just
else get
talking
that
about-
confused?
No, 'cause you were
Was anyone
you
else
were talking
confused about
girls
that?
will cheat on men that are emotional. That's
And we
in a
moved
relationship.
on because she was talking about confidence.
But
We
okay,
moved
I
on.
don't know
Can
where
I
the hell
ask you a
I've
question?
been.
quickly say
but
I don't know how you got that confused.
I don't know where I have been at this
I don't
point.
know. You
I
saying
feel
that.
like
Guys, bring me
Guardians
back.
of the Galaxy again.
Yes, bring me back.
So can I ask you a question?
Go on, go
quickly?
through.
because going off what you were saying about how, you know, the whole emotional thing, and you said women go for masculine men. Why is your depiction of masculine men that are not tapped into their emotions?
I'm saying that is not the paramount thing that they have going on. Everybody has emotions. No one's a robot. But at the end of the day, men lean more to logic based. Women lean more to emotion based.
I don't know where you heard that, because logic and emotion go hand in hand.
Can I say something?
Because it's not emotion that builds everything; it's logic that builds stuff. That's why
balance is very important in every area of life. Logic and emotion go hand in hand. Logic by itself, it doesn't exist.
But I think
logic by itself, doesn't exist.
Every decision has logic and emotion.
The thing is, as humans, can I say something?
I never disregarded. I never said.
I just want to ask you the question.
No, it's cool. I'm not saying that emotions is completely irrelevant, because we're not robots and we have to have empathy, like how we have empathy for our parents and our parents have empathy for us and we have empathy for our siblings and our children and all of these kind of things. I understand that, but it's not empathy and emotion that built this building, bruv. It was logic and intelligence. And without logic, without men, because really and truly it's men that build most of these things. It's not women that build most of these things. So that's why I can confidently say men lean more to logic than lead to emotion, because if men totally all lent more to emotion, a lot of things wouldn't get done, because I just don't feel like doing it.
Can I add to your point? Can I add to your
feel like it?
Can I add to your point, please?
Go through.
So I think. Sorry, what's your name?
Neve.
Okay, I think that obviously you're a woman, so we're speaking from an emotional perspective and a woman's perspective as well. But I do feel like with men, and I do think there needs to be a healthy balance, between emotions and stuff. I completely agree with that, especially on a human level. But I think for men, it's actions speak louder than words, and with women, we kind of are so emotional, we fall for the word. So for example, if a guy has worked hard, just gone out, done his 9 to 5, and he comes home, his actions is showing that he's providing for you, providing for your family, whatever. And then say, for example, as women, because we're quite emotional, and we might not vent to our friends. So he comes home from work and we vent to him and he's like, whoa, and you're complaining about say, for example, you're complaining about something or just talking and he's like, just give me a break kind of thing. And from your perspective, you may think, oh, why are you not being so emotional? Why are you not catering to my needs? When really men are different species. So he's showing his love and actions and his gratitude through providing for you. Whereas we're more emotional. But what you're saying isn't completely wrong. But I just think that obviously you're a woman, so you're speaking from a woman's perspective, but he's genuinely speaking from a man's perspective, how they work. And if more men were emotional, because I think men need to be more emotionally available and helpful. But a lot of the times when you're emotional, especially because they got testosterone as well. So imagine the emotions of testosterone, and then they're just all over the place. They don't have a guy really emotional, you will end up probably really depressed because you're just running on emotions. So there needs to be a balance. But we, as women, we also need to understand that they are a different species from us. So we sometimes need to obviously, but this is a room full of women. So we're completely defending the women a lot. But it's he said what he said. And it's we're finding it hard to accept it when maybe that's actually how they think.
No, but I understand what you're saying. But I think that's where the issue lies, because I'm not saying emotional as in he's coming home from work and he's crying all the time because someone, whatever. I'm talking about knowing how to tap into that side of yourself so you can communicate with your partner. If my man comes home and I am venting to him about something, he should have the emotional availability and intellect to be able to sit down as an adult and have that conversation with me. So I'm not saying... And we're not different species, we're all human, but I understand what you're saying. There are differences, and men typically, but that's because of the standard that we set as a society. So there are problems with that, and that's why people have this line of thinking. So I'm not saying that, if they were emotional, then it would be better. Everyone, men and women, need to have a balance of both. And at the moment, there is a lack of balance in men specifically, which is why when I bring this up, I always get the same kind of responses.
Do you think society is getting messed up because men lack this emotional energy?
100%.
100%. You're completely right.
I don't think it's emotional.
I think if you do a lot of reading, you find that's not the case, man.
Can I say something quickly?
You can read specific books that have that kind of message.
Outside of your perspective.
If you look in society, bro, at the end of the day, what is it because of that? that's why there's so many single mothers? Is that why there's so many women that are single? Is that why so many kids are ending up in prison and doing all these kind of nonsense?
No, that's not what I said.
But that's society though. And the
Yeah, but
question I
there are-
asked you is about society.
Yeah, but that's just an umbrella term. There are obviously going to be different things within society that are affected by different things. We're talking relationships specifically.
But relationships, the relationships is the root of society.
I'm talking about relationships between a man and a woman, and why a man having the balance of emotion and logic and being able to tap into it is an important requirement. And if you can't do that, or if that's not on your list,
but isn't that like you? But you're talking about when he comes home and having conversations and being able to have a conversation with you effectively. Isn't that social skills?
it is social skills.
So
but if
then
it's
I covered it, then didn't I?
no, but it needs to be separate. I understand what you're trying to do, but it needs to be separate.
Right, I do agree with you.
All I want
No,
to say,
I figured
need
you
to
would
be
agree
right.
with me because you got something going on.
No, I don't care. I just find it. Do you know why? Because I find it interesting because it's like sometimes people will kind of have these kind of mindsets and hyper focus on certain things that, like, in my opinion, you don't have to agree, but in my opinion, is secondary. I'm not saying that it is completely irrelevant, but I'm saying it's secondary. And in a man working on his self-improvement journey, I believe, and I think most men would agree with me, financially, physically, mentally, socially, that will be the paramount primary things that he has to get patterned, especially to get respect from women. Like initially, because when you meet a guy in the first instance, you're not thinking you might be thinking on that kind of level, but usually it's them 4 things I just said that will determine how far your interaction's gonna go.
Yeah, longevity.
Like what you're talking about is down the line type things.
Do you know what?
I'm saying?
I think I must just be different in terms of my mindset because all of those things just need to be together, to be honest. Like,
Just be
the
perfect,
reason,
bro.
no, but the reason it's not.
Just be perfect.
The reason I think it's not is because I don't think women actually know what they want. Because if they
Thank
really
you.
sit down and think,
said that.
what do I want? If you end up 30 years down the line with a man that has no emotional development, you've done it yourself. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I think a lot of women are going to end up single and messed up because they make poor
God
choices.
forbid.
Listen. I think a lot of women. You didn't even hear what I said. You said God forbid. You didn't even know what I was going to say. Like, no, it's scary, but it's reality. Like, and men have to face reality all the time. Like, you get me. So what I'm saying is that the reason why I think a lot of women are gonna end up messing up, like in relationships or family or whatever down the line, and they're gonna get old and regret because you probably made poor choices in the guys when you was in your prime years. And then when you're out of your prime years, now you're scrambling. Now, you're ringing up old people that you used to friend zone, bruv. I'm sorry, it's too late by then, bruv.
No, I agree with you.
Everything's so much deeper than all of that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
literally,
100%.
There's so much more to all of it than anything any of us have just said.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there's more to everything. There's more to everything. Like this
It's
has been
just
this has been a very superficial topic we're talking about. We're talking about tall guys. I mean, it's pretty shallow, yeah. But when I say these things, it's just like a summary of what I think are the main problems are.
I do agree with
get what I'm
you,
saying?
like social skills, everything like that.
Talking to the mic.
Everyone's different. Like personally, financially, that doesn't bother me at all. Like I've met people, some of the people I go with, like will be at the deepest part of like the lowest of their life, but because they can connect on an emotional level and speak on that level, I connect with them way better. So, that's cool. So I'm slightly different, but like as I say, like a lot, you were saying you speak to a lot of women and things like that around London. I think that's if you go to different cultures and different countries and different places. If you're in London and
Small
cities
demographic.
where we are very on
Yeah,
our
but you
phones,
only
things like
you
that,
can't see. Yeah, but
it is very.
I get what
like
you're
that.
saying. You said small demographic, but this is where you live. So why are you going to talk about Hong Kong when you live here? That doesn't make
I'm
sense.
not talking about
No,
Hong
I'm
Kong.
not saying you. She said small demographic. That's what I said. So, like, of course we're going to talk about here. Of course I'm going to talk about the Western side of the world. I understand. I'm going back to what you're saying. I perfectly understand that there's cultures around the world that there's more balance and all of this stuff, and you can be more on the spiritual side and emotional side, and you still find your match. Do you get what I'm saying? But we are in the West, bro.
Yeah, personally.
And we all know we're in a very very materialistic society. We all know we're in a very superficial society. We all know that the majority of people that need, for them to get what they want, they need to have some kind of superpowers going on. That's why a lot of women go and do BBLs.
But I think that's if
Isn't
you
it?
put yourself like in that situation, if you take yourself away to like some of like the people that I put myself around, you wouldn't find this sort of like this sort of thing.
Yeah, but
like, and
everybody's
it's
not the same,
literally-
though.
I know, exactly.
So would
So
you
how
say?
can we have these questions saying most women if none of us are the same?
No, but we can still say most. Just because you and your set of people are a certain way, that doesn't mean that you represent the most.
No,
Do you get what I'm saying?
I
But
don't.
there's still different. There's different categories, but there still can be category that is the most.
Yeah, so I kind of basically agree with like most of the things you said personally, but I would literally massively agree with you and say that from the get-go, I think maybe coming as well from like the industry that I'm in, I get obviously a lot of attention, but that's wrong attention and attention that I don't want.
Yeah.
The attention that I do want, and it can come from someone that I might not necessarily find attractive, but they slide in and be there for me and have that emotional attention. I will go straight to that person before any of the other people.
Do you know, I feel like emotional availability, you said something like
very
that,
important.
might scare certain men. I would probably phrase it as emotionally aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, aware. That's
Because
a better way to put it.
we are very emotional
Communication.
beings.
Talk into the mic.
They,
Talk
can,
into
they
the
can
mic.
never be as emotional as
Talk
us.
into the mic.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, sir.
Communication, basically.
Yeah, sorry. So we are emotional beings. We want and need emotional. We need an emotional man,
Reassurance.
but they can't be as emotional.
Do you
as we want
think an
them to
emotional
be.
man is more important than a protector and provider?
To be honest, can I just?
No.
Sorry.
Answer the question. Do you think that's
on.
more important than a man being a protector and provider?
Well, you need to have all of it the same way you just
Be
listed out.
perfect, bro.
There are other ways.
You said that as well. You need to have it all as well.
No. You're not answering the question. Is that more important than a man being a protector and provider for
I
you?
personally feel like it needs to be quite close.
Oh, Jesus
I can
Christ.
answer that
Is it yes
question.
or no, bro?
No.
Yes or no?
I
It's a
can't
yes
tell
or
you
no
yes or no.
question.
It all has to make
All right,
sense.
next then, I'll ask somebody
There are
else.
other
Let me
ways you
ask
can
you,
provide.
don't talk. Would you say that a man being emotional is more important than a man being a protector and provider for you?
No.
What do you say?
Absolutely not. No.
What do you think?
Yeah, no.
What do you think?
You
What do you think?
No.
What do you think?
I would say yes because I'm not, only
His
because
face is like, oh no.
only because like not being funny. The last 3 years of my life, I have done everything by myself, and I.
That's
don't,
why
I
you
don't-
say that.
No, I don't need someone to provide for me, and
Exactly.
I'm trying to do something. And I don't need someone to protect me. I need someone to be
I
there
do.
for me emotionally.
I have a
Do you
question for the
think you
girls.
represent the majority of women?
No. I
Okay,
feel
then.
like I'm very different from a lot of women, but I want to
Okay.
put that point across.
Can I ask a question to the girls that said no?
I don't
Go
want to
on.
come across as every other woman.
Obviously, I clearly have a different mindset. We're kind of like on the same wavelength. But to you guys that said no, what ways can a man provide? Because I think we're under the impression the only way to provide is financially.
No,
Materialistic.
no one said like finance. Providing, you can provide in many different ways.
Yeah.
Like
And is
not,
emotionally one of them?
I mean, yeah, but
Well,
it's not
yeah.
yeah, it's one of them, but it's not at the complete forefront because they
Yeah.
necessarily
For you,
don't. Hold on,
everything
can I
has to make
speak? Hold on.
sense.
No, finish.
Thanks. Yeah, so it's like it's not necessarily at the forefront, but at the end of the day, I feel like a majority of guys I speak to, just like friendship, family that are men, they are actually just emotionally intelligent anyway. So I feel
That's
like,
good then.
yeah, I feel like a lot of guys can actually, especially when you're coming from a friendship, a lot of guys, you can have a decent, deep conversation and they actually open up when you take your time. So I feel like there's quite a small minority of guys that are literally emotionally unavailable. And that's probably due to like some trauma or stuff that they haven't dealt with. But I think, providing isn't just financially. There's other ways to protect. So we're not really, like, I know you guys have the similar mindset, but we're not completely like ignorant, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said that.
No, because I'm just saying, because it comes across like that.
Oh, well, that's not how it's trying to come across.
Okay.
I also feel like guys, I feel like this whole emotional subject is guys will be emotional for who they want to be emotional for. So if they're not emotional to you, then they're just not feeling you.
Yeah.
So, you know, I feel like that's just really what it is. Same with women as well. Women, like some women will be more emotional to a guy they really like than to a guy they don't like.
Yeah.
Or even exactly like submissive, like they'll listen more and
I think
just,
it's more of a natural thing. I don't think it's something a man has to really, let me think about how emotional I can be. Bro, I think it goes with what you just said. If you're that woman that he really feels safe to open up to, he will open up to you. So we don't need to have to think about, let me develop that. No, we need to develop financially, physically, mentally, socially, because those things are going to be very difficult. Those things are going to be very hard.
But you haven't been developing it from young. When you grow up in a society that doesn't encourage men to develop their emotions, that's the only reason I'm saying my point. But I take it that a lot of us disagree. So, you know, if you want to move on, we can move on.
Yeah, to be fair, that's a good idea.
At this point, it's
At
getting
the end of the day,
very
as a representative for men, and I talk to men, and men message me and they tell me that, you know, I've helped them change their lives, and lives have got a lot better in dating and in general, financially, physically, mentally, socially. At the end of the day, like these two ladies can say what they want, and that's fair enough, but they're not men. They don't live the life of a man. So they can say what they want.
None of us are.
Bro, but I'm talking about what I'm saying in comparison to what you two are saying.
I agree with
so
everything you're saying,
therefore,
but...
as I'm saying, as a guy that has lived that life, and I've been dirt broke before, I've been desert Willy getting no girls, bro, like socially awkward, depressed, social anxiety, not wanting to come out of the house and all these kind of things, I can confidently say, because I lived this financially, physically, mentally, socially, try to get those to the as high as possible, bruv. Yeah, don't be emotionally all over the place, but I'm telling you, those 4 things will change your life considerably. So that's we can end that one there. All right, let's move on to back on track, because we've been told we're that way. It's like, what was he talking about? Fred out the window. We're talking about this now. You get it? But it's all good though. Cool. Make sure you're all hitting the like button. We've got over 600 of people watching right now. Something. Yeah, something like that. Get me. All right, a light-hearted one, yeah? Who do you think cares more about looks, men or women?
Women,
Yeah.
Really? You lot said that confident. I usually hear different.
Is that?
What are you gonna say?
I'm thinking. Are you talking about the other person, or is that for ourselves? So who?
No,
cares?
the other people.
Oh, I thought men definitely.
men.
Or you could say both as well.
I say
Who cares more about
mostly
looks?
men.
Men, yeah.
Men care more about
I
looks.
really
Yeah.
feel like that. Yeah.
And care about their own looks as well.
No, like women's looks.
Yeah.
No,
Because-
in that aspect.
Because otherwise, girls want to feel like not having confidence and start to say, "Oh, I want to change my body. Let's go and do." No shame, but like BBL. Let me go and do my teeth. Let me fix my cheek. Let me do put makeup every day. You know, because
So
of all men.
Is that because of men?
No,
Yeah.
that's not. No,
I think like that.
no. I respectfully disagree, because I think BBLs, lip filler, all of that, we all do that for ourselves. We think that's what men want, but realistically, we see it. We're sat there scrolling on Instagram, seeing all this shit that's coming up, and realistically, that's why we're doing it. We're literally following a trend. Like we're just doing it for ourselves. No man has ever said, have I ever heard, I want a woman with a fake ass, fake lips, fake tits, like none of that.
But then, have you met many girls in the industry that are models that haven't had something done?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've barely met any that haven't had anything done, and it's like, obviously if you're online and the girl who's got all of that done and looks that certain way is getting more likes, and you don't look like that, then you're going to do it to look like that. And
but that's what I'm
obviously
saying, we're doing it for ourselves. Yeah.
But that's because we think that that's what they want.
And
They've never said it, but that's what we think that they want, because they are liking the photos and they are the girls that are getting attention.
Yeah, but
I agree with you what you're saying.
Yeah, but they're getting the attention, but they're not the ones getting like the actual relationship and longevity and things that come with it. Do you know what I mean? That's why we're just assuming that that's what men want. When it's not.
Them girls are just getting piped. That's all.
It's messed up, literally.
It ain't really messed up, because if you actually ask guys instead of just assuming what you saw in a magazine or an Instagram explore page, and you actually ask guys, oh, what is it that guys really look for? You find the answers.
They lie,
a lot of times women don't ask, or they don't like to hear the truth. I there was a TikTok with one American black chick, and she come on the TikTok and said, why is it that these guys are going for these plain Jane girls? Bro, I couldn't believe it, bro. And of course, she was the one with she had all the stuff. She had all the gadgets, bro. All the gadgets, bro. Yeah. And she's saying, oh, yeah, no, these guys keep going for plain Jane. I was thinking, are you not like, is there something wrong? Like, how do you not see what you're doing?
Kind of stupid.
And that's what I'm talking about in terms of like the look. So, what do you lot think about, like a chick doing that or saying that? What do you think about? What do you think? You just being quiet in that.
I think guys. Well, I've asked a guy before. He said he likes natural guys.
Yeah, most
Most of them
Yeah,
do.
but then I see him liking. Well, when we could see people liking stuff on Instagram. I see them
Because
liking
they're there for a
opposite.
good time, not a long time.
But also,
Why'd you move the mic away and said it, man?
No,
Keep the mic close.
Because I said them most times they're there for a good time, not a long time.
also, a lot of people don't actually know when someone's had something done. So a lot of girls that I've met, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're naturally beautiful, you're gorgeous. And then they're like, I've had my bum and my lips done. And I'm like, what? So most guys actually don't, you have a look where you can say, oh, they've had work done. But then a lot of guys will say, they do like, I agree, I've had a lot of people say they like natural over stuff massively. I've had a lot of people say to me, like, it's nice to have somebody, apart from my extensions, natural. But a lot of the time, someone will do it where you can't even tell that they've had it done. So,
but then if they get their body altered to the point where it's like you can't even tell if they done it, then they might as well have not done it.
That's
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you may have not. You just spent loads of peas for nothing, bruv. Like it's kind of silly in my opinion.
But well, I do understand what you're saying, but if a guy like natural, then it comes to culture. If you believe in your culture, then you say, oh, I like naturalness. But if you not believe in your culture, then you say, oh, I like the big ass, I like that. Then you not believe in your culture. That's
I
what
feel like
I
it's
see
what
it.
they like whenever they like, wherever they like.
I think me personally, when I see that these girls do these BBLs, I think they just want rappers.
Everyone has a match at this point.
Go back to that. Oh, they want that fast life guy, bro. That's what I think, because that's what
Soft
you're
life.
saying. The match. So
Everyone
it's the
has a
match.
match.
Like if you are that type of girl, you're gonna do all the fake stuff. Then you want a fake
You know
guy.
what you're trying to
And that's
attract.
it.
Yeah.
The same way if you pull up in like your car, like I've had experience where like outside the club, certain guys will leave early, like a few minutes early.
You do a lot of studying outside.
I
I
don't just go about life. I look at everything.
be like-
So I notice sometimes outside the club, certain guys will leave just slightly earlier than time to leave to pull their car around.
Yes.
To show
Drive
off.
around, turn on the engine so everyone knows.
And play music.
And guess what? Guess who leaves with them?
Yeah,
I don't want to say it before they come for me, but everyone has a match. I said what I said.
Trust it.
But it's not just BBL girls, like it's not just BBL
it's
girls.
not, it's all-
Because sometimes you'll be seeing some like Pashandi, some slim girls jumping in them cars as well.